Hello and welcome to week number 1 of the ESL Path to Pro recap, where each week we're going to take a look at the top 4 players of each tournament, analysing their gameplay, discussing their characters and going over some of the more significant highlights. This week's top 4 was streamed and commentated by EU community member and content creator Mitsuones from Germany. This time we'd be starting things off with a bang, with our top 4 being Madzin from Germany, Azadamasa of Italy and Sakron and Stozen from Russia. This international top 4 would kick off with long-time Mortal Kombat rivals Sakron and Madzin, facing off once again, only this time in a whole new game in Injustice 2. The two players would start off with Sakron on Aquaman and Madzin running Bane. Game 1 would go comfortably in Madzin's favour, utilising Bane's overwhelming pressure tools and venomed special moves to plough through Sakron's attempts to defend. Sakron would then make the swap to Green Lantern, a character with much more traditional long-range tools to stop Bane from doing what he does best. This match would go to Sakron, putting Madzin in a position to adjust. Madzin would then change to Deadshot, looking to fight fire with fire and have more long-range options to fight Green Lantern with. The next two matches would be close, but would ultimately go to PND Madzin. Azadamasa vs Stossen would be a Superman mirror match, with game number 1 coming down to the absolute wire. Both players would attempt to chip the last piece of life down on their opponent with an air laser, but Azadamasa would steal this one away, going up 1-0. Game number 2 would be a bit more one-sided, with Azadamasa maintaining pressure from start to finish. Here, Stozen would be down 2-0, with a bit of an uphill battle in store to bring it back. The third and final game would be much of the same, Azadamasa looking a lot more comfortable in the mirror, doing massive amounts of damage and maintaining the life lead. Azadamasa would move on to the final, and Stozen would then play Sakron for a third place playoff. The third place playoff would be a Russian showdown between Sakron and Stozen. Game number 1 would be a battle of spacing between Aquaman and Superman, with both characters having access to big damage and strong normals. Stozen would take game 1, however, with chip damage from a dive bomb. Sakron would take game number 2, adjusting to where he was able to keep Stozen away, utilising from the deep and trident toss effectively. Game number 3 would be close, with clashes being used to save on life. Sakron would inch ahead at the end once again, putting him up on games with a 2-1 lead. Game number 4 would be more of the same, with this coming down to final moments. Sakron would show immense patience, and down to a clutch anti-air at the very end would secure himself third place in an impressive 3-1 showing. Madzin would choose Atrocitus for this grand final set, a character with overwhelming pressure and a trait core to his game plan. Azadamasa would stick with Superman and do his best to keep Madzin away, as Atrocitus needs space to get his trait out so he can start enforcing his game. Azadamasa would do this very well and secure game number 1. Game 2 would have a nail-biting finish, as both players scrambled at the very end, desperately trying to land a final hit. Madzin would clutch ahead and take game number 2. The final 2 games would not be as close, as Madzin made the adjustment and stayed in Azadamasa's face as often as possible. In the final game, Madzin would clash, guaranteeing himself some health back, but holding on to 1 bar to give him access to the damage he needed to end things. He would start his offense, ending everything in the breath, which would let him loop his pressure slowly but surely, chipping away at Azadamasa until he eventually claimed victory, not giving him space to move and ultimately securing his first place finish in week 1 of Path to Pro. With week 1 done and dusted, Madzin is your first Path to Pro qualifier, and we'll be seeing him again for the finals later down the line. Already we're seeing some strong players come out on top, and bringing with them determination to win that we're happy to see. If you think you've got what it takes to best them, sign up now during our month of power to secure yourself a strong position in the finals. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.